So I just wanted to I'm going to start with a story that it revolves around my grandpa. This is something that only occurred to me in the last week as I was remembering things with my grandpa and remembering stuff. Many years ago, I was probably 9 or so, my grandpa took me fishing. He took me fishing, many times. That was one of, the cool grandpa memories, is going fishing. In fact, one time he took me ice fishing, which was, I think back at the memories, I'm like, did I really do that? We really cut a hole in the ice? Wow. For a San Diego boy, that's like the equivalent of going to the moon. And so one year we went fishing in the summertime, and I caught a rainbow trout, because that's what we do in Colorado, where their cabin was. And went back up to the cabin, and he was showing me how to clean the fish. We got to use a nice sharp knife, and I sliced my thumb. In fact, you can still see the little line on my thumb where I sliced it, and I am cut, and I am bleeding, and I'm screaming. And my grandpa was there, and he was kind of like almost chuckling. He didn't seem upset at all by the situation. He was like, "Ho ho, all right, let's get a Band-Aid on that." And I was like, "Ah!" And I couldn't believe that he wasn't more freaked out. And I ran inside, and my grandma came, and she, was all concerned, and she got me, and she was kind of upset at my grandpa for not being more serious about this, and not and not being more upset, and I was too. I was kind of like, come on, you did this to me, you taught me how to do this, and then I cut myself. And for years, I think I harbored a little bit of anger and disapproval of the way he handled that situation. And it was only in this last week that I was remembering the situation. I remembered, he did not express a lack of care. He just did not express panic. He did not give any indication that this was a terrible thing. And the more I thought about it, the more it's totally in line with one of the most beautiful things about him, which was that everything was always okay, all the time, whatever's happening. Like, he's in the hospital, whoa, that's okay, that's part of the adventure. Whoa, you know what, I gotta get a splint put in, some part of my body that I normally don't like touched. Well, that's how it goes. He was never at war with reality. And so here in this situation, I cut myself, so that's the way it is. You cut yourself. That's no reason to panic, no reason to go crazy. Let's put a Band-Aid on it, and you'll heal. He's an old guy. He's covered in scars. He knows better than anyone that life is, and life continues, and the key there is, it relates to something that I've been studying with Jacob recently, which is that suffering is the result of being at war with reality. Meaning, we suffer when we believe things should be different than they are. Bleeding is not the end of the world. Bleeding doesn't make me panic. Believing that I shouldn't be bleeding. Believing that I shouldn't, that he should have done something differently. These are what causes the anger. Just seeing the situation, dealing with the situation, not feeling like it should be any different, that is where calm, that's where peace comes from. When you no longer fight with the way things are. You simply, the things are, and you embrace them, and you're grateful for being a part of it. And the more I think about it, the more I realize what a powerful lesson that was from Grandpa. Not that he taught me that lesson, not that he said anything. In fact, by chuckling as I'm bleeding is how he taught that lesson. And it took me 20 years to get it. But as a whole lifetime, that was his lesson. Pretty powerful. So, that is our dish of Tao Buffet today. Sample it as you wish. Swirl it around in your mouth. Spit it out if you don't like it. Swallow it if you do. I, myself, enjoy that idea, and I'm going to continue to work to be grateful for reality and not to battle it. That being said, it is time for HugNation. As I look around this room, look at all these amazing people. We've got B and Becky and Damaged One and Diabolic Cupcake and Halcyon. Not Halcyon, which is me. Kelly. Lay is here. Pranayama is here. Rosalicious, Stephanie, the Reiki guy, Tracy, Tsukiyomi, Zelia, Yishnu, couple for funsies, Emily, Rosaline May, and Sarah Ferry all here. What an awesome group. I am honored that you guys have joined together as we are representatives of the HugNation that moves forward. Grandpa is also joining us. He is not in the chat room. He is in all of our hearts. So, let us grab ourselves by the shoulders. And as we squeeze our shoulders, we're not just squeezing our shoulders, we're squeezing the shoulders of all those people in the chat room we just saw. We're squeezing the shoulders of all the people that are spiritually a part of HugNation, that know we're doing this at this time, that are hugging themselves physically or mentally in their boardroom or in their car. We think about all the people that we've passed in our daily lives over the last week. We think about the people we've passed over the last year, maybe throughout our lives. And as we squeeze, we're squeezing them. Friend or foe, we are squeezing them in embrace because we recognize that we are all brothers and sisters in the human family. And that if you throw away all that surface politics, we are family. We are brothers and sisters. We all are pink on the inside. So squeeze, and then as you sit there and as you feel those arms squeezing you, those are not your arms, but those are the arms of all those others. Try to visualize that world embrace. People all over the world right now, as Grandpa said, the world is flat. There is no other side of the world when you've got the internet to connect us. Remember, it doesn't matter where your feet are at, it matters where your heart and spirit are at. And together we're all one. So let's sit, feel that squeeze, feel that love filling you up, feel that love being sent out from one another, amplify it and shoot it out. And as you go on through your week, remember, these are all brothers and sisters that you pass. Let's try to forgive them a little more. Let's try to be grateful a little bit more. And let's try to just not fight with reality this week. Amen. Happy HugNation. Thank you so much for joining us here. We will see you next week on Tuesday. Thank you, Grandpa, for joining us and blessing us. We will do you right. Much love to everyone.
You only live once. Enjoy the color.